muted. Guess what? You get to start all over again.
Do we need to turn that on? Or
No, your mic is
Okay.
good now.
Well, I'm glad you didn't hear the beginning because I was a little bit trying to figure out what day it was in January. So welcome, Deb Sheppard, obviously live. We are at 11:11 Colorado time. I'm going to send a little love and energy out to California. I have a lot of friends and family out there. I know they're all, using their paddle boats, getting around. So we just want to make sure everyone's safe, and we hope everyone, gets through more rain and things that are coming your way.
It's been rough out there.
It's been really rough. So obviously, climate change is really affecting everybody. So a lot of umbrellas out there.
And you're going live on Instagram right now. We're just a little.
Well, Mercury's
catching up today.
Mercury's in retrograde.
You're live now.
If you have been following me or been in the mystic arts, if you want to call it that, Mercury's in retrograde, and it started December, I think, 28th. It goes through January 18th. It has been really intense for everybody. Even though I'm aware of it, Dana's aware of it, boy, have we been slapped around. So if you are going, what is all the emotions about? Why might I have electronic issues? What's the thing with communication? All those things, blame it on Mercury in retrograde. Do not take accountability, because this is the time not to really say it has anything to do with my energy.
It's not my fault.
It's not my fault. It's not my energy. I'm not causing this. It just gives us a sort of Dana's word this year is grace. It gives us a little bit of grace about thinking, take a deep breath, sit back. Is it horrible, or is it just delays? Is it things just causing us a little bit of bumps in the road? So again, 11:11 that we're going live here.
It's 1:11 at 11:11, just so you know.
Woo woo.
It's a powerful number.
Yeah, absolutely. So really look at today being a magical day. And I did pull a couple cards, but also Mercury's in retrograde. So just pay attention, take your time. You're going to be late everywhere. So if you're late getting on here, you're late getting things done. Again, give yourself that grace, give yourself that peace. For me, my word for 2023 is energy. Where am I spending my energy? You don't want to get frustrated that you're spending so much energy doing things 2 or 3 times. So that's sort of my word right now and where I'm spending my energy.
Yeah, I'm curious if others have picked their word for the year, their word of focus for the year. And if they haven't, share a little bit about that.
Yeah, for the mentoring program, the solution program, students, instead of doing that big New Year's resolution, I'm going to get healthy, I'm going to do this, I'm going to,
lose
whatever.
20 pounds.
Yeah. This is always for most of us. It's just to kind of focus on one word that has a vibration of where you want to reflect on, that you can go back and be present. Part of intuition is being present. What happens with your intuition is we go into the fear of the past, and we try to control the future, and that's when your intuition doesn't really line up for you to be able to use your own guided psychic system. So using a word just to kind of go back and go, what do I need for this moment? What do I need to be able to digest, process, and relax, and then bring my intuition in? And it's also a way that we can use that word on many different circumstances. Sometimes we have one thing that we want to create in a year, but all this other stuff's going on, so we get distracted here and we're not able to accomplish what we want to put out, and we have all these other things that are going on. Mm-hmm. So one word can kind of pull us back. It will allow us to refocus and say, this is what my word is. This is how I want to handle a situation. And it's a great tool. Mm-hmm. I like to teach things to be simple. I call it KISS, keep it simple, sweetie. The more simplistic we make our lives, because there's so many things that are so complicated, when we make things simple, we can achieve it, we can accomplish it, we feel like we're empowered, and it's a simple tool. So any shout outs out there?
Yeah, lots of people sharing their word. We will do readings in just a little bit, so we'll tell you what that's going to look like shortly. But during these sessions, we always pick 1 or 2 people to come on live with Deb, as well as additional readings too. So if you're here to receive a reading later in the program here, please enter in the first name of your loved one that you want to connect with and what their relationship is to you. If it's your child's generation, Deb always asks you to put in their age, because it will help her weed through the party, so to speak, and connect with their energy quickly. And last, if you're on Instagram, please type in your first name because we can't always understand your handle.
Yeah.
And
if this is your first time here, that voice, it's not your guides or a loved one. It is Dana, my wife, managing all the electronics and making sure everyone gets heard and acknowledging you and making sure I stay on point as we are here doing things live. So,
and then I have an Elizabeth and an Emily behind me.
we have people versus people versus people. So I may look like it's very simple, but yeah, there's a whole team.
So thanks everybody for joining. Some shout outs. We have lots of students on today. So thank you guys for joining.
Always.
And then one of your new students, Nicole, is here. So
yay.
Fantastic. Welcome.
Yeah.
So we are closing the solution program. I have now heard you have until tomorrow evening to sign up for solution. So we have one of our right-hand people, Emily, she's running that entire behind the scenes stuff with the solutions. So if you have any questions, type them in. But welcome, Nicole. She's a new student. So I just see her.
And I will talk about the program if this is the first time you've heard about it. I'll mention that if this is something of interest.
And Barb is on today, so welcome. Gina Haran is on.
Hi, Miss Gina.
I'm mentioning her because she says her word is courage for the year. Gina joined the solution, by the way.
She joined private mentoring years ago. The word courage, I always look at what's the reason for that word. And when I look at courage, it's like we need courage sometimes to face our challenges or to get through life or the things that are holding us back. But also courage means, you may have some conflicts coming up and having that courage. So
I didn't choose that word.
No. So you may want to say grace with courage or something too.
Courage with grace. Yeah. Something.
Without having to be there,
Yeah. Because I had looked at the word allow to begin with. And I'm like, that's too broad. I don't know what I'm going to get.
we want to be open-minded, but controlling.
Right. Well, might not be a good thing.
Because, one of the cards I pulled was Angel of Strength, and we have a lion here. And Dana is a Leo. So that courage, I always think about always taking it on and having to roar. So it'll be interesting, Gina, what you do throughout the year of having courage for yourself. Or is it, are a lot more conflicts going to show up because that is your word?
Saying hi to Sid. Hi, Sid.
Hey, Sid.
Sarah Chosa, she says, good morning to us. Excited to see us today. Valerie. Hi, Valerie.
Hi, Val.
And then there was Lori Eisen. She says, good morning. I'm home under the weather. She's joining from YouTube. She said, happy to be connecting for the first time since I went back to work. I'm assuming COVID. And then so happy to see you live. She's missed us, missed you, missed us.
Thank you.
Brenda says her word of the year is patience.
Yeah. I don't like the fact that you're sick, but hey, at least you're taking advantage of it. And patience. I mean, that's why I think you chose the word grace. It's sort of aligned with having grace with situations and not letting everything spiral.
Yeah. And what's funny is one of the students, Amy, she gave me that word on a rock. It was painted on a rock. So I really need to carry that with me because I do get very impatient when, not so much when things aren't going my way, but when people aren't showing up the way they should. I get very impatient.
Well, the one thing that really bothers you when people don't listen, you're trying to explain a problem and they just cut you off and think they know the answer versus listening. People don't listen. We have a tendency, and people want to hear their guides or the loved ones. But if you're unable to listen to someone's conversation aloud and you interrupt or whatever, you're not going to hear your guide. So think of that as a little nugget. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I need to have more grace, or maybe I need to project grace onto others. I don't know.
We'll see how it plays out. We'll see if your word changes in a couple months. Yeah.
All right. Tina says her word is direction. Sarah says her word is joy. So thanks for sharing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gina Haran says she's thinking about the Lion and the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Put them up. Put them up.
Yeah, absolutely. Put them up. That's right. Put them up. Put them up.
Okay. Thank you guys for sharing. On
having the courage to share.
Yeah, that's true. We have lots of people on. We have Keith. I think I don't understand his handle. Oh, maybe it's Keith 20. I don't know. Anyway, hello from Maine.
Place you and I want to visit.
Strong lives here. Was thinking about the word strength. Imagine that. Strength, though, that's an interesting word, right? I guess it all depends on your intention, right?
Yeah, I think the strength is maybe you're feeling sometimes, and you can certainly share, but sometimes we feel like we're just being beat up, and just finding that ability to find that inner strength to go, I'm going to continue. I'm going to go on. I'm going to, push through this. So I think strength is a fabulous word, and all the words are great. I just think it's important to understand what can show up to practice that word too.
Okay. And then really quickly, Elizabeth is texting me. So if you guys are here to get a reading, just a reminder, what we'd like you to type in is the first name of your loved one that you want to connect with and what their relationship is to you. So, for example, somebody just typed in, so I'm just going to read it. I'd like to connect with my cousin Dennis. Christine will come back to you. So first name and what the relationship is. In this case, is cousin Dennis. If it's that child's generation, please type in your child's age, whether it's niece, nephew, child, your children's friend, grandchild, that younger generation, please type in their age.
Just helps. When you have a private session, it's not like that. We just like to, get through it. Also, don't feel like you have to ask a question regarding your loved ones. I mean, of course, I'm known as a medium. People come on here for that. But if you have other questions or things about your life or things that can help the audience, even with the topics, we love hearing and seeing those as well.
Yes. And I'm putting the link. I just got a reminder, put the link for people who are interested in the solution, put that link in the comments. So I'm putting that in now.
So I've been talking about the solution program. I've been teaching for a long time, but this program has been around for 2 years, and we're starting our 3rd year. And small group, you get to learn your life purpose, really learn about your intuition, release all that fear, and stop telling your story. It's really about the community, which I really believe in, having a supportive community and being able to understand your past so that you can move forward without all the fear. And love
connect.
Connect.
It's all about connect.
Yeah. And I have a variety
of courage.
Courage. There is a variety of people that come. We have the novices that have, this is all brand new. And then people maybe have been studying it for 30 years that said, I just want that coaching. I want the discipline, things like that. So please ask those questions if you have any interest. I did pull 2 cards from the, I think it's Colette's, Sandra Ann Taylor's cards. Having oracle cards are just a lot of fun. And as a psychic and doing this for over 2 decades, having cards and pulling cards can just bring some fun, because sometimes we get in our own way. And if you pull a card, you can kind of go into it deeply. You can read the book, but also look what it means. And I usually pull these cards for the audience, and 2 cards flipped out. And I think it's funny that Gina was talking about the courage, and on this is the lion, is the angel of strength. And I think sometimes there's a lot of people, especially healers, that have a tendency to take care of everybody. They have a tendency to give more than they are able to receive. Having strength sometimes is we get burnt out. We burn the candle at both ends. I think the strength sometimes means to say no and let other people be on their own path, figure it out, and allowing yourself to rebuild, to find a way to fill up your own soul and be able to have that inner strength to do the things that you came to learn in this lifetime. So I just kind of like the whole idea that sometimes our strength comes from, I need to help everybody, when I really believe that our strength comes to really taking care of ourselves. It's the example of, even in my book, I wrote this, that if you're on the airplane and they always give you the tutorial, put on your mask before you put on, your loved one's mask. And that's really it. We seem to take care of everybody else before we take care of ourselves. And in the program, that's what we talk about, is allowing yourself without guilt to take care of you. And it shows the example to other people that it's okay to take care of yourself. We have a tendency not to put ourselves as a priority. And that's when our intuition doesn't work, when we end up we end up sick. There's all kinds of things that go on and we don't get the clarity because we're not taking care of ourselves. So to me, looking at today, the angel of strength really is the strength to say no, the strength to put boundaries, to value yourself and make yourself that priority. And that's probably not where people were coming from.
I love it.
Yeah. The angel of balance was the other card. And what I love about the idea of balance, and balance was one of the things that I know some people in the program were talking about. And that comes with the strength. We get out of balance. There's nothing wrong with helping people, but if that's all you're doing, you're not really learning how to create balance and to take care of yourself. And that's probably one of the, not the priority or the number one thing, but it's really top on the list. It's probably 1, 2, or 3 at the top, where people are so much the givers that they forget to take care of themselves. They become unbalanced. Again, their intuition goes out. You end up getting so sick, you have to say no, so you're forced to do that. That happened to me a couple of years ago. I kept getting in the hospital. I finally go, okay, I got to make changes. And that's the universe, your body, your soul telling you, you got to get back into balance. Mm-hmm. And so if you are that giver all the time, if you just feel drained, you feel like you're not getting the support, you're not getting stuff from your guides, your loved ones, things like that, it's time to rebalance. Maybe that's your word for the year, to find balance again. Am I being balanced? Am I saying no when I need to? Am I saying yes to myself? Mm-hmm. We have a tendency not to say yes to ourselves.
I love those cards today.
Thank you. Yeah, I really like them too.
Instagram, Alex is asking, is there a way to find out who my spirit guides are?
Yes, take my class. There's some meditations you can do, things like that. What I find, and different teachers have different philosophies. So I always say, take what you like, throw away the rest. When you can do a meditation, you can automatic writing, whatever, use your imagination, use that right brain and give them a name. I don't believe that it is a loved one, even though our loved ones can be around us. I do believe it's more of an ascended soul that is here to guide us. I do believe that our guides can change throughout our lifetime, depending on our needs. I know that's happened for me. We are more as humans attached to who they are, what they look like. They're not. They're just go, utilize me. Just use and abuse me, basically. Allow me to be there. So in the meantime, like a child, use your imagination, give them a name, start calling them, start identifying who they are. When you do that, you're going to feel more of a connection. You're going to feel that, you're going to feel like you can utilize their services and you'll find more signs. I remember when I very, very beginning, I wanted proof that what I was getting was real. They end up showing me that what I was getting was real, but now I don't do that anymore. So if you're that novice, you're new into this, be creative and give them a name. Mm-hmm. That's my advice.
Yeah.
Or take my class and I can help you get there.
Exactly. Just a comment I wanted to read. Diane Cook is on YouTube. And she said, being sober for 2 years, January 6th, my word is self-love. Congratulations on your achievement. And
self-love. And I
that
think,
is the self-love to the max. Yeah.
And part of that, when I talk about our life purpose, I want everyone to know it's not your career. People go, what am I supposed to do in your life? The fact that you were able to be, to take an addiction and change that and share it here is your life purpose, is being able to achieve some of these goals.
Yeah.
Without judgment, which is the hard one.
Yeah, exactly. Any more questions, type them in. But I think, are you ready to jump into some readings?
No, I'm done.
Oh, no, whatever. She's teasing.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Bring it on.
Okay. So Mandy is on Instagram. So Mandy, if you're on Instagram still, your son's name is Jaden. He was 17. Go ahead and send an email to Elizabeth@DebSheppard.com. Elizabeth spelled the
just
typical
like
way. At DebSheppard.com. That is DebSheppard.com.
While we're on here, I will never reach out to you for a deal to have a session. We have people that like to pretend like they're me. Call us before you pay, because there are scammers out there that want to pretend they're me, and I am not going to be reaching out to you.
Nor will we have you make payment through Facebook Messenger.
No,
ever. So
So
just don't do it.
don't be scammed.
And we don't send you friend requests either.
Nope.
From new profiles
Nope.
that are spelled wrong with periods and
Commas.
and
Yeah. My son even got one and said, "You're my mother," and they went, "Oh, they so yeah." Tell them that you're related to me, and they'll leave you alone right away.
Okay. So Mandy, send that email again. Mandy, your son by the name of Jaden on Instagram, elizabeth@debsheppard.com. And there you go with that one. So we'll hang out and do some more readings. We have, let's see, Shelly is on Facebook and she wants to connect with her mother, whose name was Mary.
Well, your mom's been hanging around, Miss Shelley. So earlier I was thinking, yeah, and then you could say your mother Mary. And I was thinking that. And then when she said Shelley, I'm like, huh, mother, and then your mom. So mom is obviously a strong soul coming through. I also get that your mom was pretty strong-willed, but at the same time, I feel, what's the word? Like I feel like sometimes she didn't always break outside the box. You know, she wanted to play life in a particular way. I don't feel like she's been gone that long, maybe under 5 years. She's also given you a heart, which feels to me a connection to that heart connection. Okay. The thing I get here, which doesn't always come through right away, is the sense of she is showing you the dime. So if you're finding coins, she is around. I'm not sure if your mom believed in all this stuff. So that might be why, like, is my mom around? Is my mom okay? Thumbs up. She has a smaller dog with her. It's interesting. Your mom, I could feel her earlier, like sitting here like, okay, I want to say something. And then as I connect, she's got this quietness going on. I'm kind of cracking up like, okay, now's your chance. There's also, she's a feeling of maybe some complications in the family after she died or right before she died. And she just is going, don't worry about it. You're trying to make the best decisions. I also feel like the choices around her, this feels like maybe after her passing, she's giving you a thumbs up. She's also saying taking care of your health. Like like we were talking about today, don't push yourself. So there's a feeling of stress going on around you. And this, I don't feel like this is around your mother. I feel like this is around maybe some other things that are going on in your life to make sure that you're taking care of yourself as well. I don't think your mom really liked being sick or no one likes being sick, but having people take care of her. So I feel like sometimes maybe she didn't go get help or tell everyone what was going on. So that people didn't have to be like hovering over her is what she said. So hopefully that makes some sense. Validations are great. Or if you have a specific question for your mom.
Share validations on the page here. Be helpful. And then we have Sandy Sullivan is on YouTube and she would like to connect with her son, Dante, Daunte, who is 21.
Okay. First of all, Sandy, the loss of a child should not happen, should not be designed. My head really hurts with Dante. So whether this is something around his head, an impact to his head, a seizure, or something around, what was going on with his brain, but I feel some of that as well. Dante feels also smart kid, but at a place in his life, obviously at 21, where I'm trying to figure out where I'm going. I'm trying to figure out what's next. I also tell Dante's also apologizing. Like, I thought I knew it all. Like, I don't feel like you could give him always the advice or allow him to know, like, I've been through this, Dante. I'm going to give you some advice about what you need to do. So he's laughing about not listening. Music is a big deal for him. So I also feel that maybe you connect with him with music, or that might be how he does show up for you. I also feel like he's coming through in dreams. And if it's not for you, Sandy, he is trying to make himself known through dreams. I'm having really trouble breathing with him. So I feel like maybe this passing was more unexpected, or a feeling of not being prepared, that kind of feeling. I really feel like there's parts of life Dante loved. I feel like he's this, kid that really loved certain things. He is laughing about having the memorial for him, but I feel like this is in your house. Like, you might have a place that has a lot of photos or his urn or his award you have with all of his stuff. And he's saying that you do talk to him, like you walk by and talk to him all the time. I'm also seeing, it looks like a picture frame maybe, but something keeps getting tilted or moved. And if you keep trying to fix it, I feel like Dante is messing with whatever that is. Like, I'm going to make this, go crooked. So I hope that can be validated, for Dante, and hope it's not Jaden coming through, but I think this is Dante because I just get this kid that wants to share.
And please share the validation. Shelly did share some validation, but I am going to type something in for Mandy real quick.
Okay.
Because I think she's having a hard time connecting with Elizabeth.
I need to get a better pen. Sorry, guys.
So, Mandy, please look at the comments and send that email to Elizabeth right away. I put it in the comments so you can see it, and just send that email real fast so we can get you
Mandy,
on.
I'm getting that you're just really anxious. Breathe, calm down. You got this.
And Mercury's in retrograde.
So just breathe.
Yeah, it's going to be fine. We'll get you connected.
Yeah.
On Facebook, Robin Hamlin wants to connect with her dad, John.
Okay. The first thing he says to me is Big Bad John. I don't think your father was a Big Bad John, but for some reason that song came to mind. So maybe there's that old song, or there's something about joking about this. John still feels young to me. So if you tell me he was only in his 70s, I'm going to kind of like flip you off. But, I feel like John still has, a young kind of feeling. But I also feel a sense of not always taking care of himself or not always making the right choices. He's given me something about a division or a disagreement of some sort. And this may not be with you, maybe with some of the family. I feel like he's coming through to sort of apologizing or trying to feel that. So it could be where someone has this opinion about something or something that was said that he sort of like, I want to apologize for all of that and let that go. John is working with his hands or something around his hands. So maybe he was good with his hands, or there was arthritis. He's talking about this. I am tasting beer, not that he was an alcoholic, but just certainly maybe a person that enjoyed having beer, being with the friends, connecting with that. I'm seeing broad shoulders. It doesn't mean he had broad shoulders, but it could also mean that maybe he carried the weight of the world, or put a lot of burden on himself. And I just feel like some people maybe didn't get the closure they needed. And again, this doesn't have to be you. It could be someone else around your family or his family. And I'm seeing a yellow tulip. So there has to be something about a flower or something with the color yellow, or a flower that's yellow that is a sign from him or something in recognition. So leave that with you. And are you considering the tattoo, or did you get the tattoo in honor of him? Because he's talking about that as well. Curious.
Yeah.
What's valid?
So Shelly said, thank you. This was perfect. The heart, as I chose leading with love this year. She did believe in the same as I, and the signs are there. She did have a dog, a small dog who passed, and she did not always go for medical care right away and didn't share with me. There were issues after she passed. Fortunately, it worked out by now.
Good.
So
good.
That's great.
That just lets you know that they see what happens after they died. So I wonder if mom knew about this. And she's, oh yeah, we knew. So the fact that it, ironed itself out is a thumbs up.
Yes, yes.
And she's telling you, Shelly, take it. And this could be a job, a trip, an offer. She's like, take it. Like, do that leap of faith.
Dawn says that red is a good color on you.
Thank you. It's a power color. It's my root chakra. Starting the new year.
That is the root chakra. That's right.
But I am drinking orange, Dana.
Are you?
Sacred.
Oh, orange is a good color. Wink, wink. Let's see here. Karen, did we do Karen on YouTube? I'm going through.
I didn't hear Karen.
Elizabeth's notes. Karen on YouTube, she wants to connect with Dustin, who was her son, and he was 30.
All these kids.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm so sorry. I do have a YouTube channel called Grieving to Believing, and I connect with kids.
YouTube show on
Show.
your channel. Yeah.
Okay. Dana says it better. That's why I have her.
Well, you're channeling.
Karen, did you just want to shake Dustin? I feel a little frustrated as a mom. You know, when we're parents, we try to do what we can. And I really feel like you were very protective in the sense of trying to do the right thing with Dustin. So first thing he says out of the gate is, Mom, you really took care of me. You did everything you could to take care of me. Do not question your choices for me. I'm actually seeing like this umbrella, like you everything you did was to protect your children. And Dustin's telling me that he made his own choices. He did things that you probably didn't like, or I also see a lot of things that are hidden, like maybe he was doing things that he was keeping from you, which if he's 30, you know, they do that. They keep it from their family. Did he die unexpectedly too? Because I feel like there's just a lot going on in his life.
Yeah, type that question in. But the first thing when you asked if she just wanted to shake him, she said yes.
Yes, I just feel like, you know, Dustin, this feels like to me, and we've all been there as well as we've had our family be there, where smart guy, you know, he's got so many things going for him, but he's not always making those choices that are best for him. So there's also a feeling of feeling a little toxic. So whether there was toxic friends, drugs or alcohol, or anything else in his life that may have affected him, that is also to me part of that journey. And to me, just because you know, you take drugs or drink doesn't mean it's a horrible person. It's just sometimes people experiencing life. But he also feels like you wish, I keep getting, why didn't you reach out, Dustin? Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't, you know, you could have asked me for help. And I think just Dustin is that independent person. I see sort of a knee-jerk reaction in his life, like making some choices that I feel things were complicated at the time. And I also feel like there was a mystery around his passing? Because I feel like there may have been a mystery, like things are not still solved regarding his passing.
Type it in and we'll see if we can get that clarification. But she was saying yes to everything you were saying.
Okay.
So yes, he was hiding things.
Okay.
Yes, the death was unexpected. I believe that's what she was saying.
Okay. I just feel like we don't know the whole story still, and we're still trying to unravel that story. Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, I just feel like in this kind of a session, we might not get all the information, but I just feel like there's just layers of stuff, a mystery going on, and maybe even foul play.
Okay. You know, we're having trouble getting Mandy connected. So do you want to just do a quick reading for Mandy?
Mandy's son is Jaden, right?
Jaden, yeah.
And he was 17.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I always say to any parent that's lost a child.
Karen has many questions about his passing, by the way.
Wow. Okay. Karen, have you had a session with me? Because this Dustin feels familiar to me. Like I recognize his soul. So it'll be interesting if she comes back with that. With Jaden, way too young. I don't feel sick before he passed. A little bit of an attitude. He's laughing about, I'm finally getting taller. So I feel like maybe, and this happens with boys too, like middle school or whatever, they're not, and all of a sudden there's this, you know, he grows up as a weed. He's just getting really tall. So he's talking about all of a sudden being tall. He's also saying that, again, I'm getting this with the other parents. It's like, you did everything you could to protect this child. And my stomach is hurting with Jaden. I'm getting just all this emotional, toxic feeling around his stomach, with his body. I'm seeing whether this is an impact or just a feeling of everything shutting down. And Jaden also has almost like this baby face. I don't feel like his face quite went into that maturity yet, you know, being 17. So I feel like I just want to kind of like grab his cheeks, big heart. Also telling me he really liked animals and children, so they were attracted to him. So, you know, he could be in a place where there'd be like 3 and 4 year olds. They would all gravitate towards Jaden. So that person with a good heart, never wanting to hurt another individual. This is new to me. I'm seeing blocks, but I don't know if these are Legos or blocks or buildings or something regarding a building with blocks or brick. New sign. I have no idea what that means, but that's what he's showing me. And if it's a metaphor, maybe he built a wall up around himself for no one to get to him, or there's something about a wall or I don't know. I'm going to leave that with you.
Yeah. Well, you get new symbols quite often.
Yeah, so that's something new.
But
the other thing I'm getting is, Mom, I'm okay. I think this is really important, especially at 17 or any age of losing a child. He is okay. He is there, I feel like, with your father or a grandfather. So knowing that he's not alone, and a big dog. I keep getting this really big dog. And it can be yours from childhood, it can be someone else, but I got the big dog with me. And someone got a tattoo either on the shoulder and maybe one on the wrist. So I'm seeing 2 tattoos in honor of him.
She said logo or Lego, Mandy. Clarify. Type in a little more information so we know what you're saying for the validation.
And someone tattoo on the wrist and tattoo on the arm in honor of him.
Yeah, type in a little more like info on all of that information.
Yeah.
One word doesn't help. And it says logo. I don't know. Is it like a business logo? Like share. Sandy on Dante said that he had a seizure, but don't know how he passed, and he did pass unexpectedly.
Was that Dante?
Yeah.
In my head. Okay, I kept getting my head, so I was wondering if it was a seizure. Sandy, please go to the Chelsea Hutchinson Foundation. Hutchinson Foundation. They raise money.
He passed away from fentanyl overdose.
On top of it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. So there's that.
That was Karen.
That was Karen.
Sorry. I'm reading. Yeah, as they come through, I'm reading. That was
Karen
Dustin.
was Dustin. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sandy was the seizure, which I kept getting my head, or an impact to the head. And when I do these, we're really, really quick. So,
and
Jaden.
There were people involved, but nobody's talking, and the police aren't pushing them to talk. For Jaden Legos, they all got tattoos on their arms. So family or friends got tattoos on their arms, and then he loved Legos.
Okay. He's got chills. Okay.
Very cool.
First time I've gotten Legos. And Karen, did I have a session with you?
She said no.
Wow. Okay. This feels like exactly another case that I'm dealing with or has been presented to me. So we have 2 of those, maybe mysterious. So I'm so sorry about these kids, these kiddos. We're not designed to bury our children. I do not think everything happens for a reason. It wasn't their time. God did not want them.
That's not the case.
That's not the case. Our bodies are fragile. Things happen, and it sucks. So with that said, I am so sorry for the losses of these kids. So pick your word for 2023. Really work on that, word that you want to create. If you want to heal from your past, connect with your loved ones, know what your life purpose is, learn your intuition, and have a community. We only have a couple places open for the solution program. It's a small group. You get to meet with me every week, and
it's also
fabulous.
On Deb's website under courses. Yeah. So I put it in the comments, but it is on your website.
Please.
Forever connected.
And my card's forever connected. I always say, even though your loved ones are on the other side, they are still by your side. I'm Deb Sheppard, and thank you for joining us on live.